Now we move on to players that are much more new to the community, but not too new. They're not completely fresh. This is we have seen them in competitions before. Both of them.
They have played each other a decent amount before.
That is true.
Both in SCL and in Golden Gold.
Yeah, it's Serums versus One Hopping Bunny. So we have seen them play each other before. Golden Gold, they played it in the finals of Golden Gold, even, or the effective finals, as everyone else was eliminated at that point.
So they're newer players, but not new to playing each other.
Yes.
And CRAMs, of course, has had quite a bit of competitive success. I mean, not any outright... an outright win in Golden Gold, and getting pretty far in and quite a lot of other tournaments.
Yeah, it's been a lot of... and CRAMs is one of these players that come along occasionally and do all of the prep, all of the research into their opponents. And he's a little bit like the new Warning track, It might be a little early to say that, but it is very reminiscent of the style, being solid at the game, but being ready to play all the specific matchup is what CRMs does quite a lot of. So we'll see if that's the same thing here. One Hopping Bunny doesn't have the same amount of competitive success so far, but we have seen. I think. Bunny's Spy has actually been interesting to watch for me. One of the more interesting ones, especially out of the newer players. Newer players do sometimes tend to be pretty timid, but Bunny not so much. I think Serum's also not so much.
We should probably define the newer player title as having started competitively playing the game within the last 2 years at this point.
I'd say since the beginning of 2022.
Okay.
Or so, vaguely around that area.
But not incredibly new to competitive at this point.
Yes, as I mentioned, they have played in other tournaments, have been around for a little while. But competitive moves slow. For us, we only have a few tournaments every once in a while. And
the aged ones sit on the hill and watch the world pass by. So what was the draft for this one?
The draft for this one... let me pull it up.
Or in fact, watch the bugs pass by.
We have Bunny picking from Culture Club to start out, which has Gallery, Ballroom, Library, and Pub. Love to see the Ballroom. And Ceramus picks Bullet from Above, where you have Balcony, Aquarium, Terrace, and Moderne.
Okay, tell me that Balcony wasn't banned, please.
Balcony was not banned. Pub
thank
and
goodness.
Library were banned by Cerams and Bunny, respectively. So we have some fun venues. We have Balcony, we have Ballroom. However, we have to start, unfortunately, on the worst one. It's not.
It can't be the worst one. It's got fishies in it. Kyle's a good boy.
Kyle? Did you call the shark Kyle?
Yes. That's his name.
Do you know how to pronounce Kiel?
That's a city in Germany. The name is Kyle. No, I was not aware.
You know it...
I've never met anyone with the name Kiel. Literally everyone has the name Kyle.
Keel Hall. It's a pun. They're all puns with the standard setup names. Keel Hall.
Oh no.
Anyways,
can someone go and complain to Checker about this? That's bad.
There are worse ones. I'm pretty sure Tayen's is worse as a pun. Anyways,
I've never gotten that pun. Anyway,
let's get this match started. We have Serum on the Spy side playing on Aquarium in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Look, don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
All right, Serum's really trying to decide where he wants to go here early on. Ends up in a pretty useless conversation. Not entirely useless. We do have the option for a contact, but it's not one that really is appetizing this early on in the game.
And our ST is at statue, so we don't exactly want to follow them there. So we might just be forced to chill here for a little bit.
Wait, we do a fake. It's only real for like 3 people, and it's gonna cause some lowlights, surely. Unless Bunny is asleep.
It hasn't caused any lowlights.
There we go. The lowlights now finally come up. I think Bunny was watching for contact bug opportunities because it was vaguely behind Shark there. I'm interested in the fact that we did this really early contact. Only let off 2 lowlights, so it wasn't that big of a cost. But look at this. Bunny's paying a lot of attention to bugs.
I have to say that did look pretty bad from Irish. First we go and crash into, into books, and then it's also next to the ambassador. CRM's, though, not really getting all that much done, and ST is going to be out of action for a little while.
Yeah. Maybe CRM's has some research that Bunny is misshooting a higher proportion than might be good. Of course, you never want to misshoot at all, but if you expect your opponent to be doing a lot of it, then
Bunny not low-lighting Alice, who was out for this contact. I think thinking that Alice was trying to do some kind of cheese.
She might have just been
CRAM's being the one doing the cheese. We just went to books, looked at the titles, decided none of them were any good, and have gone back over to another useless conversation.
That sounds like me looking at my audiobook library.
Aww.
They're actually
audiobooks are so good, though.
They are. I actually have a lot of audiobooks that are good, but sometimes that's just how you feel. You look at your games library, your books. In this case, pretty much anything. You can sometimes look at it and think, "Oh, I don't really want any of this." But wow! Oh, look at this from CRMs.
The cheese delegate, but it's to the DA.
I mean, it's not to an SDA, so CRM's knows. It is a cheese.
CRM's knows, but this is so on screen.
And now we're doing a book cheese.
Now we're doing a shark walk. It's a. Oh, Bunny plus.
I mean, so much has happened behind Shark here.
Oh, Bunny.
Bunny's just not looking at. No, never mind. Wait, but we're behind Shark. No, we're gonna shark
walk.
No,
the shark walk.
Bunny can't shoot us.
Bunny knows.
We peek our head up just barely at the end, but CRM's making use of a shark walk.
We had that second, and Bunny just... I think we were just so off-screen. Bunny knew that we'd done it, but needed more than a second to figure that out and take the shot, and... Oh.
I'm mad. Okay, do it in reverse. I want to see the revenge shark walk. That's what I want right now.
Well, we're a bit of a tall boy to do that.
It's still possible, but yes, I agree. It is a little bit more difficult with the taller characters to do that shark walk. You'll be visible more often, but we'll see what Bunny can do in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I'm so sad. Kyle was not a good boy.
Are you gonna just keep saying Kyle?
Because that's the fucking correct one. I don't care what the rest of you say.
No, it's not. It's distinctly not. The only way the pun works is if you pronounce it Keel.
Yeah, you can have a pun for the venue setup, but his name is his name.
You're pronouncing it wrong, though.
Get wrecked. You know, Bunny's got a wet flirt here, but it looks like we're sticking around for the timer, so I guess there's more time to argue about correct pronunciation. Could just call it ethnic and leave me alone.
Oh, are you blaming your accent now?
No, I'm just saying that, you know, people who live in New Zealand have the correct opinion as to what the pronunciation is.
Oh no. Anyway, let's continue.
We've got up to 85% now.
85% on the flirt, not much else, but Bunny has a lot of time on the clock. She's not doing too bad quite yet.
Sadly, Solman, the DA, bailed on us. I can't imagine we were looking to immediately contact, but it wouldn't have been a terrible one.
Okay, but what's the plan? We are going to probably pick up a delegate option here. As we go to the bar, we do need a little bit more than that, though. And we do pick up a highlight for it. That's what CRAMs appears to be using the highlights for, is for that tracking that purloin. So if we do end up doing a delegate, I would want to be in mission win countdown around the time it comes off, just because otherwise that party gets so narrowed down.
Well, that's going to be slightly difficult to pull off when we've only got 85%
Okay,
flirt
okay,
so far.
Shark coming across the bottom. Go Bug, go Bug. Bug, send Bug, last flirt, contact, Shark walk again.
This would be a really nice fake.
It would be, I mean, yes, we should probably just go get the real, though, instead. And that is going to be the option, looks like. We are covered
There we go.
by a shark in the middle, so we can't be seen doing this. Oh no, our ST.
Oh no, were we trying to send that?
I think we were trying to flirt, but our ST bailed on us.
So we've got a highlight picking up this
Yes.
delegate, which is nice. But we still need one more mission after we finish flirt.
We still need one more. As you mentioned, this party's about to get very, very narrow.
Okay.
Oh,
and
it's down to 2.
CRAMS is all over this.
Yeah, this not looking good for Bunny at all. We'll definitely need that shark walk if we're gonna win this game.
Well, there's a chance for a shark walk, I guess. If our ST will settle somewhere where we can go and flirt with them, then it's getting tight for timing, though. And Twin, unfortunately, is looking, not like a spy at all.
Just standing in conversation, yeah. But we could have the opportunity for a shark walk with the ambassador on the bottom side. Shark about to be on the bottom side again. And maybe we can use that to our advantage, but no, it's not going to happen. And it's down to 2. We're just going to go for the swap, and I imagine we have to die here.
Oh, but I want...
Swap comes off,
But
but the CRMs see
He
it.
can't see it! CRAMS can't see it!
CRMs might need to take this shot before seeing the statue, but isn't going to do it. No! Doesn't take the shot in time! And just waits too long!
Was almost ready to take that shot without seeing it. Oh. Was there any point at which he could have...
No. General blocked that statue the entire time. And at that point, you need to understand, as the sniper, that this is just a shot you take.
Oh, that's so hard, though.
Yeah, and I think that might... continue, please, sorry.
I mean, I think at the point where we've narrowed the party down to 2, and one of them is at a back-facing statues in the last 10 seconds, we just have to take that. It just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it really doesn't feel good, although you do have the party down to 2 and the other one's really not doing anything. I definitely think that might be an experience thing, right? This, while CRMs has come up the ranks and has shown a lot of skill, there is some level of experience to knowing I just need to shoot here, even if I can't see it. And in this case,
I think both spies inflicted slightly painful spy wins on the snipers there.
Yeah, that was indeed a bit painful on both ends of Aquarium. However, Spy wins on both sides. CRM's now playing on the best venue. We go from worst to best, in my humble opinion.
Not so very humble.
I think I'm very humble. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm just the best player. Wait, what?
In
3, 2, 1, playing it.
So we have some Sari gaming.
We do indeed have Sorry Gaming.
Gonna start off. It was a reasonably respectful flat.
32% good enough for 2 more whites to make us all the way there.
And this party's quite a nice party for the spy. It's spread out. People are doing things. Amber's walking around, leaving prints.
Yeah, there are definitely always options on Ballroom, but CRM's taking the slow route so far.
looks like we're going to try and time a flirt this. I don't know. Is the likelihood of our ST leaving more likely when there's just the two of us in a conversation, or when there's more people to interrupt?
I would imagine when there's more, but I'm not certain about that fact. I think it might be equal unless someone gets interrupted.
Well, either way, we
we've
did
been
just
left
get dumped
behind.
in the middle of our action test.
Yeah, we interrupted them and caused them to leave. That's a slight optimization, by the way, that you can use if you really need your ST to not leave when you're about to flirt, is to wait for them to finish their talk. It's relatively rare that an AI will leave immediately after their talk completes. And if you flirt while they're still talking, that counts as an interrupt, which may cause them to bail. So if you are really, really worried about it, for example, on low time and you need one last flirt, wait for them to stop talking first. If you can.
So now, sorry, this is starting to look a little bit worrisome.
I might be going for a bug as the ambassador leaves this. I would have liked to see a walking bug, a double walking bug there. There was definitely an opportunity for that, but I think CRM's instead was focused on the fingerprint off of this blue bookshelf, but it is a very aggressive one.
It's one that the sniper's definitely going to know about, and with a minute 20, it's going to be harder to pick up a subtle second print. We have this book out, so I guess we've got options for completing microfilm.
I'm not sure I love taking the book out, and the reason for that is that when you're going for a relatively brazen print like this, the odds that you actually get this into green bookshelf without being perceived as having had it from blue in the first place goes down pretty significantly, because of the fact that that print is attracting attention to your initial takeout. But CRMs may be thinking that they're up against the wall here in terms of timing, does indeed go to green bookshelves, but Bunny, I think, maybe a little bit too focused on Purloin right now to notice, and we do have some decent amount of cover. Oh, there it is, highlight though. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think because we were noticed getting an obvious fingerprint, Sniper just knows that book probably...
We have no time. We need to contact the double agents out of conversation, and we need that last print, but nothing's here. We needed to go, I think, because the double agent was out of conversation, we need to make the decision there to go for a bug and finish the prints at blue, because there was another print left at blue. But now, instead, it's a white time ad here, which similarly to the Slappy Davis white time ad earlier might be better than a green time ad. Green time ad is basically the same amount of noticeable during the beep beeps because of the very clear audio cue of those slowing down, but it would cause overtime when you do get to mission win countdown, if you get to mission win countdown, and you don't want that information to be given to the sniper for free. So I think the white time ad makes a lot more sense here from CRMs, but we still have nothing done. Are we gonna just time out? We're gonna go for a Purloin instead. But the shot comes off onto Salmon! No!
That seemed like Bunny was so sure about this. Maybe, again, just that white time ad put the sniper off.
Yeah, I mean, like, you never get this result with a green time ad, right? This is the second time we've seen where at the end of a game, a white time ad is going to be superior, just because there is that lack of overtime information for the sniper. Oh man, that's so unfortunate for Bunny here. And Salmon wasn't even at Windows, anywhere near Windows really, when this time ad came off. So that one's gotta hurt to misshoot. Did Salmon have 2 prints here at least? I think perhaps that must be what did it, but there was no contact either.
I think maybe that time ad just did enough to throw off Bunny that was a little bit more jumpy with that shot than she would have been otherwise.
Yeah, she made a bit of a mistake there, unfortunately, on that shot, but it does, it continues to show why this kind of idea of white timing at the end of the game is better. So I appreciate at least that much, but doesn't feel good for Bunny, who now has to win a spy game on Ballroom. Not an impossible feat. Plenty of opportunity for the spy side. In 3,
one of the most balanced venues in the game.
Exactly. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
You know,
Ooh.
as... Oh,
It was an attempt.
well... And it was in chaos. We didn't get caught. Everything is fine.
It's fine. Yeah, it wasn't really visible. If we had gotten that, that would have just been free. We are standing still nearby the ambassador. We could wait for the ambassador to move and go for a double walking bug, a reverse drive-by bug, things of that nature were possible. Bunny does not decide to go for any of those. Instead, we're going to try to get our first flirt.
I do think that early chaos bug might be easier to pull off if you're more used to using the arrow keys to navigate, because then you can sort of bounce with Amber a little more. It does make the bug significantly worse if you're flailing your arm around, but...
Sorry, do you use the arrow keys to navigate?
Sometimes.
But, like, not WASD?
Well, I meant those. I meant the directional navigational keys.
Okay. Whew, phew. I was wondering what kind of curse setup you had.
No, I'm not that bad. I mostly started using them because I enjoy trying to do sick bounces. They don't often end up being sick bounces. They often end up being quite significantly ill bounces. But, you know, one can try.
Okay, nice bug here from Bunny, taking that opportunity because of CRM's angle here. Very on the front of the venue, so that makes the bug here pretty hard to see and just kind of has to be credited. But so many AIs walk that way naturally that crediting every single one that goes that way would be disastrous for CRMs. So I think we got away relatively clean with that.
That's pretty big, because I feel like C-Rams is the type of sniper who's only going to shoot if he has a count.
Yes, that does tend to be the case. Although, see, we have seen CRMs do some, research things that have caused shots in the past. Unfortunately,
these are some aggressive lowlights.
Did we just see
there were
lowlights
some
for a fake as well?
Yes. Then we missed one highlight at front windows. So, I mean, this is not the nicest place to be in. We kind of have to hit a green flat now to have enough time to do that last mission. Or, you know, we can do the inspect first. I think I like that plan better.
Yeah, we're going to finish up inspects here in our statues. If CRM is not on top of this bug, we do just need one more flirt to win the game. But we do need to get these inspects done before we do three cycles. But we did get 2 greens in a row, so no issues there. Now CRM's kind of just needs to shoot for a flirt. Or get lucky that Bunny manages to not finish flirt in this time.
Oh, where's our ST going?
Oh, that was a lot of bad bouncing. That might cause it. That might cause a shot with CRM's.
Now we have to hit a green. We hit the green!
We hit the green! But does the shot come up? It does!
CRM's! No! No! The bouncing killed us!
I think that might have been a contributor, yes, but wow. CRM is finding a shot on, I think, something that was very uncertain, right? And weirdly enough, I really think that Bunny played ballroom, the ballroom spy at least, better than CRM's, and yet CRM's wins ballroom 2-0. So the score
That's how it be sometimes.
The score maybe not entirely reflecting the performance in this particular case. Sometimes it does come down to those sniper shots, though, right? Bunny probably playing, playing ballroom as a worse sniper but better spy. Unfortunately, in this case, the snipers come out on top. The performance was more important there. In this case. So CRM's now up 3-1, but it is into balcony, and balcony does have potential for a bit of swing, although, I am the first to say that there's a lot of skill expression here on balcony. We'll see what CRM's can do, playing as Pearls here, in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And I'll say straight up that if I see a timeout out of either of these players, I will be mightily impressed and quite complimentary. Because everyone forgets that timeouts are in fact possible on balcony.
Yeah,
and so
they're also
nobody
kind
does
of
them and
bad.
Nobody looks for them.
They're also kind of bad.
But they're not. No one looks for them. And trying to finish balcony in 2 minutes if you don't hit 2 greens is a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, not always. Here comes contact. Unfortunately, it's all white tests so far for CRAMs, so we might end up being a pretty big suspect, especially after this contact comes off, and we get one low lead as red dress bails on us. So we've talked a lot, and we have about the minimum amount of progress for all that talking.
Bunny not willing to low light for the SIP BB as well.
Interesting.
That's a decent amount of respect. So I guess the question here now is, A, is our ST going to stay here for long enough that we can get 2 more white flirts? And B, are we going to get... Oh, this is...
Green test here for CRMs. If it had been a 3 green game or even a 2 green game on the flirt, that would have been over. But now Bunny has that one extra shot at winning this.
I do think that you can't just shoot for 3 green games. If you're doing that, you're going to be sort of shotting a lot on balcony.
This would have been a 2 green game at most.
And I think especially with the green rates of these players, you can safely not shoot for 3 greens. The question is, which of these highlights is going to talk first, and probably therefore be the shot?
I imagine CRMs is going to talk very quickly after the selection coupon goes away. Here it is. No, it's a bug.
No!
It's a bug.
Action priority!
No! And we get bailed on. We have to bail on the. Oh, everything goes wrong for CRMs right at the end, and Bunny is on top of it.
No. It was if we just do the flirt instead of the bug, we get. I mean, there's still going to be overtime, and we might lose anyway. But that's painful.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for CRMs there. But that means that Bunny has a way back into this, either by hitting just a bunch of greens in a row, as that will usually net a win on Balcony Spy, or, by any other methods that you might win a Spy game here on Balcony in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
That's a pass to start off with, but
we're gonna pretty far away from our ST here, but I actually like that.
It's quite good. We're not near anyone, so we can quite safely do a flirt and not be suspicious.
We could even just not go for flirts this game. Try to get someone shot. Unfortunately, Double Agent does leave the conversation because there is no contact here. Really, if anyone left, there'd probably be no contact, just because it's so easy to get a perfect contact on balcony that you really want to aim for that kind of thing. Lots of highlights rather that aren't us. Love to see it. In fact, most of the party that isn't us.
Yeah, this is feeling quite good for Bunny. And at this point, it does seem like... Okay, we have a perfect contact.
It's a white test, unfortunately, but it is our first talk of the game.
And there's someone else talking.
Oh, that hurts really badly. Because now it looks so bad for the people who were actually talking during that contact, which is just us and Irish.
Leopard hasn't been low-lit, though.
Yeah.
We were taking a drink during the banana bread, but we weren't low-lit, which...
Oh, that's got to be a low light after that little bounce from Rocker there. 51% of the first flirt, though. This is our first flirt. We have 51%, and suddenly, maybe finishing by flirt is not out of the question.
I think it is, given when we did our flirt. We did our flirt at 41.4 seconds.
Still move and come back. I would not.
That looks so bad, though.
But when you didn't talk at all during the early game, I feel like it's not that bad. We are leaving.
It's still going to be overtime. I mean,
Irish
I'm admiring the fact that
Irish following us to windows. Oh, but no, we should have stayed. We should have stayed so Irish could be considered as a potential finisher with a flirt there. No, and we're gonna time out.
Oh,
Bunny. I think legitimately, had we just sat at windows for long enough where Irish could have flirted with us reasonably, we would win that game via Civ shot. But because that's not what happened, C-Rams was able to just hold, even if he thinks it's just Irish.
I think that laser movement made him definitely shows that he was quite suspicious, and Bunny just concentrating a little too much on trying to finish this flirt, which, oh
man, and it would have been a flirt that finishes 9 seconds left, so you really can't rely on overtime at all, because of that too late for sync problem. So it would have been something that Serums just kind of has to shoot without seeing the overtime. That's, oh no, that's so unfortunate for Bunny. A little bit more presence of mind there, I think, and this game, this match would be all tied up. Instead, Serums maintains his lead, going into Gallery here as our next venue.
I think being aware of that possibility for window flirt completion is quite a tricky thing to be aware of, especially if you haven't played a ton of Balcony, which I can't imagine these two have.
Yeah, unfortunate for Bunny, maybe a little bit lucky for Serums. But in either case, we are on to Gallery. Serums playing as Alice here. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Not wanting to start off at books. No interest in literature. But, you know, our seduction target is going to come right to us.
Interestingly enough,
Bug?
I'm interested in Bug.
Bug?
There was a lot of opportunity for that, and we do go for it. Wait, why do we walk away from that? Why do we walk away from that? I don't think we need to walk away from that. We were close enough for a standing Bug, just let it complete. So unfortunately, I feel like that would have been a completely free Bug, but Serums just, I think, messing up the execution just slightly. It was completely.
I think it's a thing, though, that people tend to underestimate the strength of standing bugs. You know, everyone does walking double reverse drive by bugs, and people forget that a good old standing bug is going to work.
I mean, it was triggered as a standing bug, so we definitely knew that was a possibility, and that's kind of what we were going for, but just bailed way too early for that to take, unfortunately, for Serums. And now we don't have a bug that I feel like we should just have. Like, this game would be a lot different.
We do have a contact where no lowlights were taken, though. I think Bunny was busy watching for missions being done in the wake of that contact and just wasn't sure enough of those lowlights when she came to take them.
Yeah, I'm very concerned that there were no lowlights taken after that contact, especially because the mission actually does get completed here. This is going to be a wrong arm bug. It was slightly visible between the ambassador's arms there, but does Bunny notice it? It's hard to know exactly what's the walking animation and what's the bug animation from the other side of the sniper rifle. So we might just have this bug back, despite our failure to get it earlier.
And now it's looking a little bit rough for Bunny on the sniper side. Was this bug buy probably clean? We're not highlight. I'm going to assume this is buy clean.
Yeah, and with 2 minutes left on the clock, there's a lot of opportunity to just finish missions, and I don't know. There's so many options and so many ways to do them that it's hard to imagine that Serums loses this game in the end.
Well, we'll have to start on whatever it's going to be soon, I imagine.
Indeed. That is something that has to happen soon. But it's 1 minute 30 on the clock with only one mission left to go. This could be Prince, right? This could still be Prince, and that has a lot.
Is this Prince? This looks like statues to me.
Well, I mean, when I said this could be Prince, I meant as a mission choice. If we just do statues, I think that's totally fine. I would prefer something else, maybe a little bit, but when you have a clean bug buy, or presumably clean bug, and no one's low lit for this contact, it's a very difficult time for...
Oh no!
No!
Oh no! Well, it happens. We've seen it in both sets now. Spy miss pad, Spy lose game, Spy sad.
Spy indeed. Quite sad there. Missed a pad and dies despite what seemed like a quite a good game. Oh goodness.
I think probably we win if we just go statue to statue. I think we were probably aiming for this front-facing statue just so there wasn't any risk of our being shot because of, you know, swap block risks, but hitting those pads when someone else is standing on them is not always easy.
Not easy indeed. Now Bunny once again has an opportunity to bring this back to even by winning a spy game. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
See if we can rock this one out.
That wasn't even a pun. That was just I don't even know what that was.
Bad, I think, is the answer.
Like, that doesn't even count as a pun. It's just using the word that is her name.
Leave me alone.
Again, I think it's good for your moral character that that you don't do good puns. Anyways,
It's good for Bunny that she's gotten a microfilm by free.
We do indeed have that free microfilm, and despite the wee woo that you might be thinking, both bookshelves had 3 people in it at one time. So
Yeah,
you can't
free
even.
bookshelves is very much less a bad thing these days since I'll say since the most recent patch.
That's technically true. God.
And I think a lot of people just haven't quite updated their thinking about it, but it does happen much more often than it used to.
Especially on these wider pads like this one. You know, the gallery pads, it still requires correct spacing, and it's not always possible, but it's definitely much more possible than it was before.
So speaking of gallery and flirt, we have none, and we've got 2 minutes 30 left.
Yeah.
And I think now is about the time where I'd be considering taking a wander out to the front windows and looking at our iPhone.
You can do that innocently. Just, watch check as spy, right?
Yeah. Check Discord because the party's boring.
This is a very nice timing from Bunny here for the second microfilm, because the ambassador was completely outside, in danger from multiple suspects, and there was someone returning a bookcase. CRMs was pulled out looking at that while Bunny does the second microfilm, and I think this is pretty much entirely clean.
Yes, I think so. We have a hard tell done clean, which is very nice. Oh no. 47% from a green flirt is not what we want to see here.
We can pick up a contact, but that would be very costly right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out and plenty of people in statues.
It's red.
No! It's a red test!
That's going to cost even more lowlights. Starting the lowlight train immediately. Multiple people in the front conversation are lowlit, as well as everyone out of conversation. This is not looking good anymore, even with the microfilm done clean.
And we still need a time ad.
That's like 10 lowlights for your contact.
We need 2 more flirts.
Even on gallery. Oh.
Well, this is painful. Okay, we got our second flirt. I think now we just have to go do whatever our last mission is and then hope we can flirt with our ST in the last 30 seconds. But we need to go now.
Yeah, I think you have to try something like a green swap. I feel like Bug is me watched a little too closely, and it seems like Bunny... I thought Bunny was agreeing, but then someone took a spot at statues. And we don't have even flirts here. How are we supposed to finish?
30 seconds.
We had to go to statues immediately. We did not have the time to waste in that conversation.
I think...
Oh no, we missed the patch! It's the same! Not again!
Well, I guess the spies are even on missing pads on gallery statues and dying for it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh no.
Well, that was... I feel like both games were games where the spy was winning. I think Bunny was definitely further behind than CRM's was.
Yes.
But still.
And now we're on to Terrorist. We have CRM's playing as Kane. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I'd like to point out that a win at any point for CRM's does secure the draw, which is a big break point in the group stages here, as draws are allowed to happen and are much better than losses, surprisingly enough. You might be surprised to hear that draws are better than losses, and then you'd be on match point. Another win, of course, after that would be the victory in the set. So looking for, we have a lot to gain from the next 2 wins. Wins after that aren't as important, mostly tie breaks. But the next 2 are very, very important for CRMs. gaining actually points in the group. So 32% on this flirt though to start.
And we're just chilling. This is a nice green flirt. Brings us up to 81. Just letting other people get suspicious while we get our soft tails done.
Yeah, but on terrorist that can still be a one low light for the fake. That's not too terrible.
And the DA immediately swaps conversations.
Yes, we would be getting off one more low light, and now 2 more low lights. So I don't think Serum's going to take this immediately. Probably very aware of who was out for that contact. But the fake, I think, is pretty good here. It definitely gives a lot of attention to other characters in this party that aren't us. And then when you do have the second one, eventually, as long as it doesn't give away too much information to the sniper, that's going to be a difficult party to parse. However, right now... Oh, wow!
The statue to statue.
The statue to statue from Salmon here after getting the real contact, and that's the big benefit. That's a very aggressive play if that were a spy. And it's very hard to shoot, I think. Especially if you're, like, you know, like, Salmon's kind of been moving around. Well, maybe long enough that you have 2 flirts with Taft, but that's really hard to say. If you're not tracking flirts very accurate, like, you know, super accurately, this is something that can happen. You're just not sure, and it looks aggressive, and it looks like it might be the spy, and you shoot, and it's wrong. I think it's just barely not enough time with Taft for a 2 flirt, but either way, Serums does take the draw at the very least.
I think this is the main difficulty with Terrace as a menu is being able to differentiate the aggressive AIs from the aggressive spies.
Yes, but then
both happen.
The flip side of it is the spy has a lot of trouble sometimes finding active plans to complete missions that don't just get you shot. But we'll see if Bunny can find an active plan here, because she is up, back against the wall, needs to win 3 games in a row if she wants to hold this to a draw. CRM's now on match point, looking to get out of this group, and continue to, I would say, stamp his name at the top of the SpyParty community. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And AI control brought us to a statue. It's not the worst thing on Terrace. We can quite easily do partial statues and just leave it at that.
I feel like we should be very aware of the fact that one of the twins currently has a bug suspicion at the very least, having been at bar with the ambassador and kind of inside the ambassador even.
Would this be a worthwhile play to just try and... Twin didn't actually take a drink. But some kind of frame game here could be, given the amount of people at bar early on.
We're going statue to statue. Oh, that path into the statues again was a little bit awkward, but not a completely missed pad. But you won't see AIs kind of doing that side turn like that. Single cycle this inspect.
We're not highlight.
We're not highlight, but that's because highlights are being used for the bar. So I imagine CRM's probably is aware of the fact that we do have full inspects here, and good angle on watching this bug from CRM's. Very, very smart to be there. Doesn't want to have to credit any AIs with bug, especially on the 3 of X venue.
With a little bit of a short conversation stay.
We were right next to Twin, and one of the twins. I don't know which one was the bug suspicious one, but we do have...
Are we just going to take the...
Yeah, it looks like we're going to take it directly, and I like this play from Bunny. That means that we are within range of completing with just a couple more flirts, and CRMs needs to start working on deciding soon. In fact, you know what I want to see? I want to see a contact. I want to see Yes! Yes, a contact. I think that CRMs might not shoot us. Never mind. I was going to say... CRMs might not shoot us because we haven't done flirt, because we've got contact, inspects, and a direct purloin. It's not that likely to be a spy. You would expect a spy to just flirt, right? And so you would think it's probably someone trying to frame the person who has gone to statues. I think maybe if it were a green test contact, it would have worked out better. The white test was a little bit incriminating. But I thought that there was a chance that was really smart.
That did look so much like a frame. But...
Yeah, and unfortunately for Bunny, her ambitions of drawing the match end there. However, we do have some more to play for. There's always those tiebreaker points going forward. So we have 2 more games. The entire match does get played out. So we have modern...
For style points.
Yeah, for style points, for tiebreaker points, wherever you like. CRM's now on the spy side, playing as Duke. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I feel like Bunny's been playing very good spy games on the whole. They just haven't quite been working out.
I do think we've seen some impressive stuff out of Bunny here. Maybe just a little bit of shakiness on the sniper side. This is kind of what we alluded to at the start of the match, is that Bunny is definitely new, but has come out with some really nice spy plays, some really interesting stuff, and interesting is almost always good as well. But it's that sniper play that can sometimes get newer players messed up.
CRM's was at Windows for quite a long time.
Whoa! Bunny! Was this just... Oh, I know what this is.
It's the twin talk animation.
I've done it before.
It's the twin talk animation looking like a bug.
Yes, okay, so this exact moment in the twin talk animation looks so much like an arm snapback, because like, look at this. It
has the hand opening as well. Yeah, you just see that bug hand on the way back.
And I want to look at it from this particular angle right here as well. You see the hand out, and it looks like a snapback. On pretty much every character, that looks exactly like a snapback. Because just how the arm moves from being out to being extended at the waist to being the idle animation. And so I totally understand Bunny in this case, because I have made the exact same mistake multiple times. And it's something that you just got to learn from experience. Is you got to be careful about that twin talk animation, and unfortunately for Bunny,
you can be so certain about that bug, and so sad.
It's so sad indeed. But CRM's so happy. 8 games now. A bit of a free one there from 4 CRM's. A bit unfortunate for Bunny, but now it's the last game of the set. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Starting at books, thanks to the decision of A. Maybe I should just leave AI control on more often, because then I don't have to decide where I'm going first.
I mean, deciding where you're going rather than letting it randomly happen. Oh, yes, Bunny. Oh, that.
Oh no, that was I think that was slightly on camera.
Yeah, I don't love the tear back of like putting that book back in the animation. Like, technically in this case, it's reasonable because CRM's was zoomed in. And you maybe could get away with it before CRM zooms back out. But in general, that kind of animation tear is going to be very, very noticeable for the sniper. I think we get away with it just as often if we, let the animation complete. And like complete the putback and then walk off. I mean, I would.
It doesn't add that much time, and it's slightly less eye catching.
Yeah, I definitely much prefer finishing the animation rather than giving that big eye catch to the sniper. I think fortunately in this case, the movement of the sniper zooming back out from being zoomed in did a lot to cover that up. You and we noticed that pretty big time if we were watching a sniper camera, because we know who the spy is. That's where we're looking when we're going in the sniper camera. But, of course, CRM's doesn't. And so the attention probably somewhere else, probably not as ready to see that. So.
And we've got Flirt done now. This is amazing pacing.
Yeah, I love this from Bunny. Just saying, I want to go crazy for my last game here in this set. I may have lost, but I want my style points, damn you. And Bunny
I
now
think this is really cool because we've got inspects. Amber's left a print on that statue. We could possibly. We could try and let that statue cook, find a print somewhere else, and then finish, or even just go immediately to that statue.
Indeed. Let it cook. Is the option being taken by Bunny here for the time being, it would seem.
I don't think we want to go for that difficult briefcase, because if we miss that, that cuts off our options a bit. Yeah, and now Twin's taken that option away.
Yes.
And we've got a whole 2 minutes to... Okay, well that was a slightly short cooking. That was a medium rare rather than a medium cook.
Oh, look, medium rare is the best. Okay.
And we're not being highlight for finishing statues?
Again, because CRMs is using those highlights for the bar here. So now we just need one more print, or just even a contact, really. Like, we might get away with just contacting for the win. But when you have the one print done, it does feel like you want to go for that last print, get that silent game in, sneak one by CRMs and say, you can't, I may have dropped that sniper game, I may have been tricked by the twin idle animation, but that doesn't mean you're sweeping this venue.
I think, yeah. Oh no! Now that the DA bails out of that conversation,
yeah,
we're gonna hover here, just waiting for this briefcase. But
yeah, we
you
really
can wait a long time for the Amber to put down that briefcase.
Yeah, if we get unlucky here, we might be waiting too long. The briefcase does go down, but the ambassador still wants to sit in this conversation. Here, slight optimization. You can talk. You can start a talk, and that will interrupt the ambassador and potentially give him reason to leave. Instead, Bunny's going to leave, probably bailing out to the double agent. I don't mind this at all.
I think this is pretty good. It's possibly slightly less optimal, but I think this contact is pretty good. Oh, it's breaking up a little.
We do still need to complete it right now. White test here on the contacts. Plenty of people in conversation. There's enough that I don't think we're going to be really narrowed in because of that timing. And Bunny.
And we've gotten that microphone by clean. There's no reason for C-Rams to shoot.
Bunny does find, despite everything, despite some missed pads, despite some unfortunate shots, especially on that last game as sniper, Bunny finishes out with style, and our final scoreline is 8-4 in favor of C-Rams.
Yeah, I think Bunny just made use of that style of the game very well.
Yeah.
And I think made the right decision near the end of that game to give up on Prince. That could have gotten quite hairy otherwise.
Yeah, that was especially good because of the timing of that give up, right? Some spies might have stayed longer, hoping for the ambassador to just leave, and then they would have had to be a lot more rushed about their contact. It might have been a lot, worse timing, looked more suspicious. But Bunny giving up at, around 50 seconds left, thinking, okay, well, this is just a more consistent path to finishing, and does manage to win it. Very nicely done. But still, congratulations to C-Rams picking up the win here. It's going to be very helpful in getting out of the group stage. And that is our cast for today.
Indeed it is.
Indeed.
But there will be more.
There will be more. There's going to be one tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We don't have casters for that one quite yet, but the announcement will go up as soon as we do. There will be a live match, and I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. In the meantime, if you have no idea what you're watching right now, and you've stumbled upon us, well, the game is called SpyParty. It feels like you should know that from the category and the channel name. You can buy it at you can buy it on Steam or at SpyParty.com, where accounts are available for $25. Additionally, if you'd like to sign up for any kind of competition in the future, in fact, we have one open right now, the Penguin Pool, for those newer players or players knocked out of the Winter Cup during the course of the Cup. That's a tournament where you can get more competitive matches in. It's a great time. I recommend anyone who wants some extra competitive experience to join. That is in the Discord at discord.gg/SpyParty. Very easy to remember. And with that all said, thank you very much, Scout, for casting with me.
Thank you for having me in and for hosting.
And thank you everyone for watching. It's been a wonderful cast, and I hope to see you all tomorrow.